Hello everyone and welcome back to another Kacademy video. In this video, we'll be talking about fractions and this is part 2. This is episode 5 of a GCSE series. So make sure to watch episode 1, 2, 3 and 4 on the playlist. First, we'll talk about a common denominator. So in this question, it asks us to find the common denominator of 8 over 3rd, 5 over 4th and 12 over 5. But first, before we answer this question, what actually is a common denominator? Well, common denominators are basically denominators which are the same in two fractions. And these come in really handy when you're ordering fractions by size or when you're adding and subtracting fractions, because this is required. And you need to in order to find the common denominator, you need to find the numbers that all the denominators divide into. So this will be your common denominator. And the simplest way is to find the lowest common multiple of the denominators. And in case you're really confused right now, what is a common denominator? Well, these are the common denominators. So in order to find the common denominator, we have to find the LCM of 3, 4, and 5. So the LCM of 3, 4, and 5, well, that is 60. So our common denominator is going to be 60. And just in order to show you how you actually turn it into a common denominator, well, you get 8 over 3rd times by something to get 60. Well, what times by 3 gets you 60? Well, that's times by 20. And so we do the same, times by 20, and that's 160. So 8 thirds, and next let's do 5 over 4. So 5 over 4, well, one of them needs to go into 60. Well, what times 4 goes into 60? Well, that's 15. And what's 5 times 15? That's 75. So that's 5 over 4 and in the denominator of 60. And finally, we have 12 over 5. So it needs to equal something over 60. So what times by 5 is 60? Well, that's easy. That's 12. 5 times by 12 is 60. So 12 times by 12 is 144. And that's it. So the common denominators of these three numbers is 160 over 60, 75 over 60, and 144 over 60. So these are our common denominator fractions, and these are how the fractions used to be. So now they all have the same denominator. So they're all the same, whereas in this one they were different. So now it's easy to do addition and subtraction. But how do you exactly do that? Well, we'll get onto that. Well, how do you exactly do addition and subtraction? Well, let's talk about that now. So addition and subtraction, well, in order to do this, you have to make sure that the denominators are the same. So you have to do basically what we did here now for these two numbers. And then you have to add or subtract the top lines only. So you have to get the common denominators. So only the top numbers will be added. If you're a bit confused, well, I'll show you. And finally, if you're doing mixed numbers, it's easier to convert them to improper. So let's do that first. So as you can see, these two are improper fractions. And as you remember, in our last video, we talked about how you can multiply these two numbers, the numerator and the fraction, and the denominator, to get us 10. And that gives us 2. And then you add this number with this number. So you add these two numbers. So you add these two numbers, and that gives us 10 plus 1 over 5 and 2 plus 1 over 5. And that gives us 11 over 5 and 3 over 5 over 2, not over 5, over 2. Over 2. So that's our improper. So now this improper fraction has been converted into a improper fraction. So our question is 11 over 5 minus 3 over 2. Well, as you remember, we have to first make the denominators common. So the common denominator of 5 and 2 is which is basically the LCM. So we have to find the LCM of these two numbers, and the LCM of 5 and 2 is equal to 10. So now you have to convert them both to 10. 5 times by 2 is 10, and 11 times by 2 is 22. 2 times by 5 is 10. And 3 times by 5 is 15. So we get the actual question of 22 over 10 minus 15 over 10. And now all we have to do, it's really simple from here on out. You only have to do the top numbers. So 22 minus 15, well, that's 22 minus 15, and the denominator is going to remain 10. You don't do 10 minus 10, and that gives us 7 over 10. So that gives us 7 out of 10. And 7 out of 10 is our answer. That's our answer. So, yeah, it can be really... It takes a bit of a long time to, get your head around it. But once you get used to it, you can do it in, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. You can do it really fast. Okay, now let's talk about fractions of something. Well, first up, in this example question, it says, what is 9/20th of 360 pounds? Well, it may seem like a bit confusing at first, but it gets a bit easy. So 9/20th of something means 920 times something. So basically, 9/20th of 360 is equal to basically just 9 over 20 times 360. And if you do it times over 60. And an easier way to do this is that you first... So let's get our fraction. So this is our fraction, 9 over 20, right? And the number that we have to find the amount of is 360. So what we do is that we do 360 divided by 20, because that's the bottom number. So 360 divided by the bottom number, and then you do whatever you get from that times by 9, because that's the top number. So we have this formula. Well, 360 divided by 20, well, that's just 18. So we get 18 times by 9, because the 9 goes there and 9 goes there. So 18 times by 9, well, that's easy. That's 162. We can put that in a calculator and we'll get 162. And, well, that's our answer. So that's our answer. So 9/20th. So the answer to this question is 162. 162. That's the answer to this question. Okay. Now let's talk about the final thing. This is going to be our final fraction thing. So final one is how to express your numbers as a fraction of another number. So the question we have been given is write 180 as a fraction of write 180 as a fraction of 80. So in order to do this question, what we have to do is that we have to just put you just have to put oh, wait. So, basically, in order to do this question, what we have to do is that we basically have to draw a line, and then we put the top number on the top of the line, and the other number, and well, let me do that in another color so that's a bit more clearer. And the top and the other number on the bottom of the line. So that gives us 180 over 80, and we can divide those two to give us and then, as you remembered in our last video, we talked about simplifying fractions, and both of these numbers are divisible or can be simplified, and the simplified version of both of these numbers is 9 over 4, and we can even turn this into a mixed fraction. So it's 1 4 no, so it's 2 4 1. And if you're a bit unsure on how we did this step, well, make sure to check out our last video because we explained how to do this. And well, that's it. This is our fractions topic done. And if you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you'd love to see more videos like this. Thanks for watching. Bye.